So this is going to be the first video of 2020. Good news, we're pretty much like caught up with all the craziness. We had some like technical difficulties with some of our YouTube videos. Kind of got that all sorted, so working out all the kinks, and yeah, we're pretty much caught up with all the inventory we want to go ahead and show everybody ahead of time. So I'll just cut to the chase and go over some t-shirts and sweatshirts that are here on the rack that are coming very, very soon. So very first one, we've got it says Save It, and the border of it actually says Save the Earth with a peace sign. So it looks like a surfer and unfortunately a nuclear cloud in the background. So don't know what the significance of this is. It's on an old bloopers tag, but it's definitely shrank down to like a medium. I actually got this off a friend of ours, Gage. Thank you so much. Nothing on the back. All right, next up, got a Waylon Jennings tee on the beefy tag. Probably early 90s, single stitched. It's kind of a boxier large. It's actually shrank down to like a medium. Still a great shirt regardless. And to make it even cooler, got Hoss written on the back. All right,
that's
so
pretty cool.
After that one, another crazy one. I got a Titanic movie promo tee, single stitched. It is a size XL. Could probably fit large or extra large either way. Really cool one. All right, after that, got a Pink Floyd tour shirt. I think this is from the 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
87.
So we'll take a look at the backside really quick and just make sure. Yeah, 87. It's in great condition. Great condition. Just some very slight fading on it, but nothing crazy. Can't really make out the tag. It's single stitched. Probably a large on this. All right, next up, got a 90s Harley Davidson tee, dated 95. Single stitched. Made in USA Harley tag. It's a Hollybeck print. And I believe it's a Sturgis tee. Yep. 95. Nice looking tee. All right, one of the most reproed Social Distortion tees. This is actually an original, single stitched. I believe it's on, yeah, Screen Stars tee. Size large, but definitely a larger, maybe even a medium at this point. No holes, ripped stains or anything. Just nice even wear. All right, next up, haha. So we got Riddick Bowe, Vander Holyfield. My mom's actually seen this guy at the DMV where she works back in Maryland. It's kind of funny. This actually maybe is even a dead stock tee. I know it doesn't have tags on it, but it feels really crispy. It's a Jersey's tag, made in USA. Not single stitch, but definitely older. I don't know what year they fought, but probably my guess is early mid-90s. All right, next up we got a women's tee. This is on a Kelvin tag, Yosemite, I'm assuming National Park. Very 70s looking tee. This one's cool as all get out, in my opinion. It's a 92 Chicago Blackhawks hockey, kind of like jersey tee. Logo 7 brand. If I was a Chicago Blackhawks fan, I would definitely be keeping that for me, but I'm not, so got to part ways with it. All right, next up, got a camel cigarette pocket tee. It's a really subtle camel logo there on the chest, and very subtle camel logo on the back. And it's dated 93, I believe. Mm-hmm. And we have 2 of these in stock. All right, next up, got a Changes tag, so probably late 90s. I think it's even dated around 2000, but this is The Thing. Marvel character, single stitch tee, navy blue. A little bit of wear on this, just a few little teeny imperfections on it, but nevertheless, still a great looking tee. Speaking of Marvel, a bit obscure here, we got a Doctor Strange. I believe this is a mid-80s Marvel tee, so definitely one of the ones you don't see every day. Great shape. Screen Stars tag, size large, but definitely could fit a medium as well. It's actually dated 85. All right, next up, got a Jeff Gordon tee. I believe this is 2000-ish. Very Y2K-ish. Looks like you got like a computer board looking kind of graphic behind himself and then the car. And here's the back print. It's almost like a mirror of the front. High-tech superiority. All right, here's a kind of cool little shirt. This is a smaller shirt, but nevertheless, very cool. Math Counts, property of the Mathletic department. It's on an old Hanes tag, size small, made in USA. All right, very nostalgic tee here. Got a Blockbuster tee, no tag. I believe there's only one Blockbuster video still in operation. I think it's in Oregon. I think it's actually in Bend, Oregon, too. All right, next up, for the local Richmond crowd, we got a Virginia Union University tee, old JanSport tag. It's a good size, too, XXL. Do not see much old Virginia Union stuff at all, so kind of cool to come across this one. Single stitched. It's in good shape. All right, next up, got a 90s Harley graphic tee, 92 in the front. And then I'm trying to think what race shop it is, or even bike shop. Rassiter's, Sarasota, Florida. That's a cool looking graphic with I believe that's a pine tree, or excuse me, palm tree. Woo. It's been a long day. All right, next up, for the locals here in West Virginia, this is a beautiful one. We actually posted this one to the feed, but beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains out here. If you could only see them for yourself. Size medium. Not dead stock, but in excellent shape. All right, after that one, we got another Harley tee. It's a 3-button Henley, size large, made in USA, single stitched. Really cool graphic in the front, and on the back, we've got Miller's Custom Parts based out of Daytona. Nice looking fades on this. All right, next up we have a Champion Blue Bar. Yep, size small, Marymount College. This is actually based in Alexandria. Tiniest little hole, but might actually throw a couple threads in that and you wouldn't even really notice.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it looks cool too. All right, next, the real king of the road. It's a Thermo King diesel truck, kind of like promo tee from the 80s. I believe a Screen Stars tag. It's kind of been ripped off, but my guess is that's a Screen Stars tee. Nothing on the back. Oh, I lied. Thermo King Racing Team. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we've got a Washington Redskins kind of crop top sweatshirt. It's definitely been cut by somebody, but still looks awesome. And this is actually an older Champion. Probably late 80s, early 90s, judging by that tag. All right, next, got a long sleeve tee here. I'm assuming this is kind of like a ski resort of some sort. It says Ski Valley on one sleeve, and then it says Mount Lemon?
Lemon, I don't know.
So if anybody knows where that is, let us know, but on the Fun Tees tag. Oh, there it is. All right, next up, oh, this thing's so cool. This is a 80s, possibly early 90s Mickey Mouse crewneck sweatshirt with the awesome stripes on the sleeve. Kind of like a felt graphic, and it's a licensed product. Size large. All right, next up, I've actually seen one identical to this, but in a different size a few years ago. Typically, you don't see this colorway for Virginia Tech stuff. You usually see their traditional colors, but this one's really cool. It's a Champion reverse weave. Tackle twill lettering. That means it's just sewn in. And this is actually a size medium. Really cool Virginia Tech piece. Excellent shape, too. Just a little bit of fading. Nothing crazy. Got a basic 80s, possibly early 90s just crew neck sweatshirt, super soft. All right, next up, got a on the Timber Creek Enterprises tag. So got a, assuming those are just dolphins and like reef. Got the V here in the front. Pretty heavy sweatshirt. All right, next up we got a State of Idaho crew neck. Do not see a tag on it. It's on the 2020 tag. And after that, we've got a Naval Academy sweatshirt. Tiff already has one of these, so she didn't need two. So we're going to sell this one. Super cool. Love U.S. Naval Academy stuff. Made by 3rd Street. I think you could actually find these right on campus years ago. Got the V here in the front. This thing is in impeccable shape. Definitely a small. All right, next up we got a Rasmussen's Ford Athletic Department. I'm assuming that's either a dealership or a body shop or something that had something to do with making Ford parts, or I don't know. Who knows? It's just kind of cool. It almost looks like a Champion reverse weave, but it's not. It's actually a Lee. And last up, another beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains piece. This one's from Virginia, dated 85. Really, really cool. So that's all the tees and sweatshirts. We'll go over some like jackets, some coats, and just kind of everything in between. All right, so next up we got a big rack of just jackets, coats, kind of everything in between. So let's get to it. All right, very first thing, got a Euclid brand set of coveralls here, size 40, so I believe that's a medium. These are dead stock, it feels like, even though of course they don't have the tags. All right, behind that, we've got a full-length thermal, West brand, probably 1970s, maybe 60s, I'm not sure, judging by these buttons. Kind of like bird's eye style. No issues with it. All right, next up, got a beautiful kind of chunky sweater. I believe this is made in Denmark. It's a size XL. I think it's awesome, kind of cream colored. All right, after that, got a CJ Ferraris, which we're assuming is either a bar or restaurant, satin jacket. Actually kind of like the Ferrari logo there. This is a size, doesn't say, but it's made in USA.
Large.
Oh, there it is, size large. Nothing on the back. Here's a really cool Banana Republic jean jacket. Different kind of color denim. It's flannel lined. Size small. Not sure on the date on this. 80s, possibly early 90s. Really cool denim jacket. Very thick. Very heavy. All right, after that, we've got a fleece. It is an LL Bean. Made in USA. I believe this is deep pile type fleece. It's a zip up. Got lots of zipper pockets. And 90s LL Bean, so made in USA. Probably a medium on that. Here's a summer LL Bean piece. Short sleeve. Cool weave fabric. It is a size, you might be able to see it right here, medium. Made in USA. Really neat fabric. All right, here is one of the coolest pieces we found recently. This Carhartt chore coat almost has like an acid wash kind of feel to it. Made in USA. I believe it's a union made Carhartt. Crafted with pride in the USA. Medium or large on this one. Really stoked to find this one. Speaking of Carhartt, got another amazing Carhartt piece here. Almost like an Aztec kind of thing going on. This feels like blanket line material that you see in a lot of like chore coats and whatnot. And it is made in USA, size medium. It says it's a Navajo style. So again, probably like a Native American Aztec kind of thing going on. So really cool Carhartt piece. Talon zipper. All right, next up, a really heavy coat. Eddie Bauer. I believe that's probably down insulated. It is a women's large. Yep, goose down. Made in USA. It's got button snaps and a full length zipper. All right, after that, Doesn't have tags, but definitely feels dead stock. U.S. Marine satin jacket. It's actually insulated. And it is a size medium, made in USA. I would love to get one of these that just says U.S. Navy. All right, for the locals here in West Virginia, we got a WVU satin jacket. Tackle twill on the front. Size large. Could also fit like a medium. Got West Virginia written on the back. Tackle twill as well. Got a smaller jean jacket here. Got a Levi's, made in USA. White tag. Size small or even extra small.
Yeah.
All right, next. Got a LL Bean wool cardigan. With these beautiful buttons. Not made in USA, but it's definitely an old LL Bean piece, judging by that tag. Size medium. Again, kind of like an Aztec kind of print. Pretty cool. All right, next. Got all the LL Bean. Another LL Bean flannel. A lot heavier than a traditional flannel shirt. Not sure on the size on this. Made in USA. Probably a small or medium. Really cool piece. All right, next up we got a probably early 80s, possibly 70s Wrangler. A little bit of wear, but nothing crazy. Wear in all the like best kind of ways. Not sure on the size on this, maybe a medium or large. Love the pockets on this, how they're slanted. All right, next up. These seem to be in right now, and it's crazy because a lot of times I'll even pass up on some of the field jackets that have these quilted liners, but we have two of these right now. One's an XL, and the next one here is probably more like a medium. I've seen a lot of people, especially women, wearing these on their own, and they're pretty neat. All right, next up, Duron Paints and Wall Coverings promo jacket. Got a zipper there. It's a Pro Fit size XXL, but definitely fits more on like the extra large side, possibly even large. So, pretty cool jacket. Like digging the rainbow stripes on it. All right, next up. It's funny, this is a shirt my mom found. So she's starting to dabble in thrifting, so I'm trying to teach her a thing or two, but it's funny. These things are so sick. HRC was like definitely one of the more like iconic brands making just wacky looking 70s and 60s like country wear, even into the 80s. Like George Jones, Conway Twitty would rock this. This thing is so cool. If it were my size, I would, oh gosh, I wouldn't even know what to do. Just the detailing on this thing is ridiculous. Probably a size small on this. It says it's El Dorado collection. Unreal. Even on the back too. Alright, next up. Got a Towncraft, probably 70 CPO, judging by the buttons. Got the anchors there. Very heavyweight flannel shirt jacket here. Size medium. Could also maybe even fit a small. Be a nice piece to layer with. All right, another WVU piece. Got a Champion brand 90s pullover, V-neck, nice Champion logo there on the sleeve. Got zipper pockets. Got the drawstring waist. Just really, really cool Champion WVU piece. If it were my size, I'd keep it. Got another beautiful Wrangler with the slant pockets again. Probably 80s. Early 80s is my guess. Alright, next up. Got a Levi's. Wish it were Biggie, but it's not. But a very like classic Levi's jean jacket. Judging by that tag, probably 80s. Size large. Alright, here I was just talking earlier about field jackets. Here we've got a basic military field jacket. No liner inside. These things are great because they're very like casual and in like a weird way, like kind of almost not dressy, but you could definitely rock a pretty solid outfit with this. Probably an XL. All right, next up we've got overall shorts, Revolt brand. I only know that because we found a pair of these like recently. These are dead stock. Size medium. Great for summer, obviously. All right, next up, we got a nautical kind of jacket windbreaker thing going on here. Those look like nautical flags. This thing is zip up, size small, no tag, definitely vintage though. All right, after that, we've got a Boy Scouts, probably 60s, 70s on this one. Kind of shirt jacket. Nice heavy wool. No moth holes or anything crazy. Really nice Boy Scouts piece. All right, Patagonia is all the rage right now. This is an older Patagonia. And it's kind of hard to date it. Obviously, there's no tag there, or it's been removed, but a friend of mine pointed out that there's a paper tag here. So, if anybody knows how to date this Patagonia piece, we would love to hear it. It says it's a size large, 100% polyester. I'm just going to take a stab at it. Maybe possibly an 80s Patagonia, but my intuition's telling me an early 90s Patagonia. So, if you're a Patagonia fan, this thing's pretty cool. All right, after this one, we've got a really cool Reebok windbreaker. Loving the graphic on this thing, the colors, everything about it. It's a size medium. All right, after that, got an Angelique, 90s, very 90s-ish with that. It's very 90s zipper too.
So 90s.
So size medium, kind of cropped at the waist. All right, next up, got an LL Bean fleece, made in USA. Can't tell what size, but probably a small. Got the classic LL Bean cursive logo. All right, after that, we've got a kind of denim dress, I guess. The full zip. This is a size, can't tell, but who's it made by?
Probably a small, though.
Yeah. Great American Sportswear Company, Gas. Catchy name. All right, we got a pair of utility shirts here, military. Got one. I don't even think this one's actually military issue. I think it's just like a independent shop made it or something along those lines in the same style. Size large on this one, but this one here is a military issue, or it was contracted out, made by Foster Industries. This is actually a size extra small because it's numbered a size 13.5, I believe. Yep. So would probably look best on a woman, I would imagine. So yeah, that's cool. All right, next up, almost Coogee-ish right here. Norm Thompson made in Italy sweater. It is a wool blend, I believe. Yep. About a 50-50 blend, acrylic and wool. All right, next up, we got another jean jacket. This one's 90s Gap. Size large. All right, after that, and another chunky sweater made by Tivoli. 100% wool, size small. Beautiful. All right, next up, got a shot PE coat, US Navy, size 40, so about a medium, maybe going into a large. And speaking of PE coats, one of the crazier finds we've seen recently, this is actually a 1940s PE coat. And the only reason why I know this is because my grandfather served from 46 to 51, I believe. I could be, yeah, around that time. But his pea coat was identical because I remember whoever the soldier's name was stenciled here, and then whoever actually made the jacket wrote their name here. So that's kind of cool. And the only issue with this, and it's not even that big of an issue, is one of the buttons is loose, but it's actually in the pocket. So we're going to repair that one. No moth damage, which is amazing. All right, after that, speaking of older military wear, we have slant pocket, kind of jungle jacket here. Ripstop fabric, probably 70s, maybe even 60s. I'm not really good at dating Vietnam era stuff or stuff from the 70s, so I'm kind of like learning as I go. But I know slant pockets is definitely something older. It's a size medium. Here's a crazy thing that I got from our friend Gage again. This is a Woolrich hunting pant, and it's, I believe, 100% wool, and it's even got these like cuffs at the bottom, which I'm assuming that you tucked inside your boots. And I've seen the matching jackets and vests that go with these things. I've actually never seen the pants, so it's just really, really cool to see the pants.
There was a matching jacket
that I'm keeping for myself, so sorry, y'all. All right, let's end with two very nice Carhartt pieces. Got a Carhartt insulated hooded jacket, probably a medium on this one. Just faded out a little bit, nothing crazy. And here's a pretty rare one, rare size, 4XL, probably more like a 3X, to be honest with you. Both these made in USA. These are vintage Carhartt too. So yeah, kind of the jackets, the fleeces, this kind of everything in between here. So a lot coming to both shops very, very soon. I'll go over some denim, and then Tiffany has got a big announcement for everybody. All right, we've got the new denim right here that's headed to both shops. So I'll just go ahead and get right to it. All right, first pair we have here are some Wranglers, black denim, and these are Red Label, which I believe are the last of the kind of made in USA Wranglers. And just a quick tip about Wranglers, you can always find the sizing, not always, but most of the time, in the crotch area. So if you unbutton and unzip, right inside you're always going to see that paper label. This has kind of been a trademark of theirs. These are size 7, by the way, so really, really good size to find. All right, next up, after that, got some beautiful white denim Levi's, size 31, but they probably shrank a little bit. And these are 505, so below the knee they'll be a little bit more tapered. And older Levi's, you almost always see this paper tag, paper tag. And these are made in USA. Sometimes some of the paper tab ones will be made in Colombia, Guatemala. I've seen some that are made in Mexico and probably some other places too. But this is a great way to judge the old from the new. So these are solid 505s. No stains or anything on these. Really cool. All right, next up, another pair of Levi's. I've seen this type of label a few different times. These are legit, but I think they only use this style label for a brief amount of time. These are 3133s. They've definitely shrank a little bit. They're actually orange tabs. They're made in USA. And let's see. I don't see any other markings on them, but if I had to guess, probably early 90s on these. Beautiful fading, like most Levi's do. All right, next up, another pair of Levi's. These are 505s, XX, made in USA. These are tagged to 32. Again, they probably shrank. Somebody has actually cut the bottoms. That's all right. Some people do that anyways.
I feel like that's pretty in fashion right now.
In fashion. All right. Got some cool fades. All right, after these, got another pair of Wranglers. Typical blue denim. And again, if you're not quite sure on where the tag is, look inside the crotch. These are made in USA, 30 by 30s. Black label. All right, so after these, we've got another pair of Wranglers. Wrangler Week. Kind of like a brown denim. Black label, almost positive these are made in USA. Should be. Or else what I just said's a lie. Yep, made in USA. These are tagged a 30 by 34. So Wranglers almost always have a crazy long inseam. I think they just assumed everybody was going to wear cowboy boots. So you could even roll these up. They'd still look great. Some people actually like to roll up the colored Wranglers because the insides don't fade out as much, and it's almost like you get like a two-tone kind of effect there. And then some people just cut them or whatever. You get them professionally hemmed. But these are a size, what did I say earlier? 30. So those are those. All right, after the Wranglers, we got another pair of Levi's, orange tab. Size 32 by 30. Probably not made in USA because it has that like blank orange tab. Doesn't have that paper tag. It's probably been ripped out. I don't see any made in USA markings, but these are definitely vintage. Alright, next up, got a pair of Lee's. Lee jeans do not get there, do you? Still think they're a great pair of jeans, especially the older ones. I got some light denim Lee's. And these are size 11, petite, made in USA. Good size. No issues with these at all. Just a little bit of fading. Alright, next up, very 90s denim here with that big Tommy patch. And what's crazy is some people are literally just getting jeans because of this ridiculous belt patch that they always put on their jeans and then just putting this on something else. But I would just keep these the way they are. These are size 38 by 30. And a lot of times I see these carpenter style. These are actually just regular jeans. Kind of a baggy fit. All right, next up, got some Oleg Cassini jeans. It's one of the brands we don't see very often. And this is actually the first pair of Oleg Cassini jeans that we found. And these are just a typical blue denim. See the Oleg Cassini label right there. Size 6, made in Jordan. Kind of smaller too. They've been cut at the bottom, but that's all right. Still a great looking jean. All right, and then last up, this may not even be vintage, to be honest with you, but I couldn't pass on them. Harley Davidson jeans. They're made of like that heavier kind of vintage style denim. And again, these are probably late 90s at best, probably early 2000s, but Harley's such a cool brand. And these are a size, doesn't say. If I had to take a stab at it, probably size 32, 33 waist. Got a nice long inseam too. So that is all the denim that we have coming to both shops. If you like any of these, anything we've shown you thus far, shoot us a message. We'll get back to you. And like I said earlier, Tiff has a big announcement about some vintage kind of things that she's working on. So stay tuned.
Hey there. So wanted to do a video to fill everyone in on the newest thing we have going on, and that's going to be another vintage store called Amora that we will have connected to the salon Belle & Beau, which is in the process of changing its name to Amora. We will be partnering in with Artemis Vintage, two sisters, Alyssa and Britt, that sell a good amount of housewares along with some clothing. So it's going to be kind of a blend of their stuff with some of our pieces that have a more feminine feel. So super excited about all of that stuff. We will be in the original Commonwealth spot where everything started, and I'm just really excited. We're going to be posting more updates about when we're planning on opening. Right now it's looking like Valentine's Day, so just follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting updates and kind of a sneak peek of the things that are going to be in there. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Give us a follow. We'll link the Instagrams below.